We want to get more insight now from KCAL. You're usually our consumer reporter, but 20 years ago you were covering this trial.
Yeah, I was working in Fresno at the time, and you guys might remember that Amber Frey, Scott Peterson's mistress, was from the Fresno area, so they sent me up there. I was 25 years old, but let me tell you, that case has always sat with me. I remember so much of it because it had such a profound effect on all of us who were sitting there.
Absolutely. I have to imagine too, I've covered a number of court cases myself. When you get these big ones where there are so many intense emotions, lots of opinions, can you just talk about, we now have the perspective of 20 years later where it's like, oh, he's convicted, but what was it like to be in that intensity day after day?
I mean, it really was a circus atmosphere, okay? There were no cameras in the courtroom, but you could have both the public and the media sitting in there watching. They did a lottery system every day before the sun even came up.
Oh, wow.
And there was long lines of people trying to get in. There were camera crews from all over the world there. And just the atmosphere inside, I mean, we even had nicknames for all the jurors.
Oh, wow.
There was just a circus-like atmosphere that it often felt at times that the real victims, the real focus of the trial, Lacey Peterson and her unborn son, were lost. And that was helped by the fact, I will tell you, every day that Scott Peterson walked into that courtroom, he had a smile on his face, maybe even more of a smirk,
the video,
and a swagger when he walked in. And we all sat around and looked at one another and thought, even if this guy is innocent, his wife is dead. His unborn child, his first child, is gone. And so it was really hard to not judge him and hate him just based on his courtroom behavior.
Yeah, good point. Kristine, right now the LA Innocence Project has taken on the case, and we are eager to see exactly what evidence they have to put forth. So during the trial, what evidence stood out to you at that time?
Well, I think the most damning evidence were those tapes. Amber Frey had agreed to record Scott Peterson on her cell phone because he had not told her his wife was missing. He had not told her that there was this investigation. He had not told her that he was married. So while she is talking to him on the phone, while he is actually at a vigil for Lacey Peterson when she was still missing before her body was found, he's telling her that he's at the Eiffel Tower. So to hear that, again, how would a man react when their wife is missing, as is their unborn child? The other evidence that really stood out, where was her body found? In the Berkeley Marina. Where was he spotted fishing? In the Berkeley Marina. Now, his defense argued, well, hey, he's not going to tell people he was fishing if that's where he dumped the body. But the prosecution alleged, well, people saw him there, and once he knew that he was spotted, he had to come clean. And so a lot of us just said, if not him, then who? And lastly, I will say he didn't do himself any favors. His demeanor in the courtroom did not come across as a grieving widower.
I know, I've seen this though. I've covered 48 hours murder cases, and you see the behavior and you want to make assumptions about how somebody is based on how you would react to things, right? Where when people are grieving, they react in many different ways.
And that is true, but I think, this was a case built on circumstantial evidence, but there was so much circumstantial evidence. I always said, I remember saying when I was reporting, there was never these Perry Mason moments where it was like, oh, like with OJ, the glove and that not fitting. But when you stacked all the evidence, I left that courtroom believing that the jury made the right decision, and I know most of my colleagues did as well. I will be curious to see this. I've always followed the kind of turns that this case has made over the years. And also, let me bring this up. I'm from San Diego. I'm from Del Mar, which is the neighboring city to Solana Beach, which is where he's from. And when he was found, he was at Torrey Pines Golf Course. I went to Torrey Pines High School. I know that area very well. What did he have in his car? He had passports. He had money. He had changed his appearance. Again, things that you do not expect an innocent person to do, and that really counted against him.
Well, I bet you'll be watching this one pretty closely, Kristine.
I will be watching. I will be watching.
Thank you.